Lucena position, one of the most important and fundamental endings which can happen in your games. Okay guys, in a previous video we spoke about the Philidor position. I mean Philidor in a rook ending, rook and pawn versus rook. We saw one of the important way for defender, it was Philidor defensive idea. As you remember, we put the rook on the third rank or sixth rank to stopping the king walking to the third rank. And after that, rook comes to the back rank and then doing a lot of checks, and then we reach the drawish position. But it was for defender side. As you know, most of the rook and pawn versus rook endings going to the two main positions. As an attacker, we will reaching the Lucena position, which is today we're gonna talk about it. As a defender, we have to reaching the Philidor position that we spoke about it in a previous video. You can check the previous one. So today I'm gonna to talk about this important position which attacker can reach, and then important how to win and making progress in this position. Main characteristics in this position would be, number one, attacker's king would be in a promotion square and in front of the pawn, in front of the R pawn, because there is just only one pawn. Pawn must be on a 7th rank and except the rook pawn. Attacker's rook should be controlling the file which is between the defender king and our pawn. And defender rook usually will be controlling other side of the pawn, file of the pawn, to stopping bringing the king from in front of the pawn. So by closing this file as a black side, black one is stopping king c8, either king c7. So right now it seems we reach the famous one, Lucena position. So when you reach the Lucena position, this position would be 100% winning for attacker. But still is important how to winning the game. Very famous idea to winning the game would be bridge. We have to make a bridge here. And I'll tell you how we can make a bridge and what's the meaning bridge. In this position, the main plan would be bringing the king from in front of the pawn and then promote the pawn to queen to winning the game. This is the main plan for attacker. But right now, as you see, it's not possible. Black controlling the e8 and e7 square with his king, and also here this file, which is a c file, controlled with his rook. So there is no any way to bring our king out of the, from in front of the pawn. Here in this position, the winning plan would be making bridge, the famous one. Although here there is a different idea, such as bringing the rook to the a1 and a8 and then c8. By controlling this file, what is able to bring this king from in front of the pawn and then make it the queen. Therefore, in this position, we will see the bridge technique. Bridge would be the most famous one. What is the bridge? Right now, to winning this ending, first we have to make a check from this file f1 to opponent king to push it far from the pawn. Right now, if black playing something like king e6, probably we can play king e8 and pawn will be queen, and this is just finished. So black has to play king g7. This is a very logic move here. And now if we bring in the king out from e7. Then black doing a lot of check. Still we are not able to winning the game. By doing a lot of checks, again we have to going back, and again black can reach this position, which is same as the previous one. So here, instead of to playing king e7, we have to bring our rook to covering our king from the checks. So we can bring the rook to f4, not f5. Probably f5 also possible, but f4 would be the best place. If you're playing rook f5, here black can playing something like king g6, attacking to our rook. And if we bring in the king to e7 to promote the pawn to the queen, this also looks winning. 100% we can win the game. Black can take the rook, and right now still game will be continuing, and still we have to show our technique to winning queen versus the rook and taking more time. So no need to transpose to the queen ending against the rook. Here just you need to play rook f4, which is a black king is not able to attack to your rook. And what's the plan? Plan would be bringing the king to e7. For example, of course, black cannot do anything. For example, if black playing one normal waiting move like rook c1, then you will bring your king e7. The idea is a promote. Perhaps has to check here. You will come into d6. Again, you want to make a queen. So he has to check. King comes to e6. And right now, if black doing more check on e8, you will coming to d5. And pawn would be queen. Rook d1 will meet by rook d4, and easily we can promote the pawn to queen, and this is just winning. Even here, if defender playing some waiting moves like rook d2, then we can play rook f5, rook will be coming to d5, and this is just over. So after rook d5, the pawn would be queen. So this is the bridge technique, especially when we played rook f4 to bring the king out from e7. So this move was very important and crucial for white to make a bridge. Okay, hope you enjoy, hope you understand what's going on. Once again, here I wanted to tell you one important thing. In this position, instead of doing anything, you have to make a check here to make sure this king would be far from the pawn. At least there is a 2 file between this king and our pawn. And right now we can doing the bridge plan by rook f4. Okay, hope you enjoy. Till to next video.